Taking a program ahead, I request Dr. Indarjani, if you are getting my voice kindly, can you click on request to speak so that we can once again try to take you on screen.
Finally, after facing many technical errors, so this is my time to present my materials. Will be presented on the 6th of International Conference. And then I would like to talk about the role of butterfly as potential bioindicator to achieve sustainable city and community. Next slide, please. When we're talking about sustainable development goals, will be ended by 2030. So I focus on goals number 11. So this is talking about the sustainable city and communities development. So it's really related to us actually. And then what is the background of my research? So we're talking about the city, and then there is some concept also occurred, and it has been adapted for Jakarta when my study is conducted, and then such as sustainable city development. So it is kind of the support positive economic, social, and environment linked together. And then after that, we also know about the smart sustainable city, when the ICT used to improve our quality of life. And then now in Jakarta also proposed, but it hasn't started yet. Perhaps this year, we try to propose about sustainable compact city. This already done in the certain countries in the big city, and then Jakarta try to do this, even though not hasn't finished yet. So this compact city is initiated not only to save energy consumption, but also to ensure that sustainability for the next generations, a relationship between a form of the city and sustainable development is occur. So the last one, sustainable compact city, is try to think about our next generation who they entitled to live in the city, but in the convenient city. Now we going to the next slide. I'm talking about the Jakarta sustainable city. And then because Jakarta is a big city, I mean, maybe the area is just like Singapore, similar, not it's really similar, but just a little bit different between Singapore if we're talking about the cover of area. And then to ensure that the city is environmental friendly, so we develop the regulations about the open space, green open space. And then it's compulsory, every development of city should be allocated about 30% of the land to create the open green space. So this open green space intervention and will nourish the city existing character, and then perhaps that improve environmental conditions and promote outdoor recreational spaces and also active lifestyle, and certainly protect biodiversity by creating wildlife habitat. And then to achieve sustainable city and community development, Jakarta also has adopted the smart city that I mentioned before since 2014 with a vision of realizing smart city before 2015. And then in fact that the result is Jakarta was the winner of the in the 2021 as Sustainable Transport Award by the Institution of Transportation and Development Policy in USA. So this is the concept is actually a realization from the compact city that we propose. And then actually Jakarta have a lot of parks, but hasn't reached 30%. Even though there is 2,166 park around Jakarta, but even refer to the line is only 20%, while the regulation is past be 30%. So Jakarta still owe another 10% for creating the urban green spaces. And then about 20% of open green spaces as required by regulation and only 426 park exist in East Jakarta. So East Jakarta is mass populated part in Jakarta itself. But East Jakarta is very less having park compared with the other part of Jakarta. So 426 park is not enough actually for occupying by the high populated in Jakarta. And then this also talking about Jakarta, and then population density, you said that is very high, and then with area it's very small. So it means that we have to think about the green space. And then I'm talking about the butterfly as bioindicator. It is the main research. So as we know that butterfly have attractive performance. Next slide, please. Making it noticeable in habitat. So presence and absence this creature can be related to health status of habitat. Often city is or development urban is blaming for the reductions of the diversity. So having said that, Jakarta have kind of the policy. Now is the number of park is increasing, and then we try to see whether the park is can accommodate the wildlife creatures. So we try to use a butterfly as bioindicator. And then according to the research, it's only very limited by butterfly is using as bioindicator in Jakarta. So far, I only found one research in relating butterfly in Jakarta. So I mean, I feel that fortunate to give another informations about the what kind of the community structures of butterfly. And then butterfly, as we know, that appropriate for use in open habitat. To monitor habitat changes by examining their ecological attribution and functions, include diversity value, community structures, distribution patterns, present and absent species. And then butterfly also are highly diverse, easy to identify, and suitable for quantitative sampling, could be found in many habitats and indicators for endemism. And then rapid biodiversity assessment stated that to collect an baseline information such as species list, community structures, and also significant species for conservation purpose. And then our aim of study is to provide baseline for distribution of butterfly community distribution relative to development of urban parks. As I mentioned before, that butterfly is very rare to use as bioindicator in Jakarta park research. So we try to make a baseline regarding to the regarding to butterfly community. And then to assess butterfly biodiversity of urban parks, to evaluating habitat suitability, and then to identify community structures of butterfly that inhabit in different characteristics of urban parks, and observe the land use changes affect butterfly species richness and alignment. And then we going to the research method. So we choose in East Jakarta, we choose 2 parks. As from the 416 park, we choose 2 parks. There is Kota Bambu Parks, and then the other one is the Urban Picnic Park. So Kota Bambu Park have different purpose. Both of them is that destination for local community to take a relax and having some fun. Kota Bambu Park is a different purpose, so they are as a local catchment area, so we can found a few ponds in that park, and it's quite pretty, and there's a lot of the flowers plant is exist in that Kota Bambu Park. And then the area is quite high, it's about 2 hectares. And then comparing with the Urban Picnic Park, which is located and close to the river sides, this area is only 105 hectares. And then it's quite many high trees, because this one is become a family picnic when they kill the time or enjoy the weekend. So they have, the two parks have different characteristic and also have different function. So we perhaps that the community structures of butterfly from this different park also will be occur in the different of community structure later on. So after that, what is type of sample for the research? As we know that first is fauna sample, is butterfly. And then also we do measurement of some abiotic sample. There is pH of soil, air humidity, and air temperature, and also vegetation. We also identify and collect the both for host plants and also feed plants. And then after that, we set up the sampling protocols. Each park, so we determine of 3 stations based on the number of flowers occurred. So site A, for instance, we consider, next slide please. So site A, we consider about that site of many flowers. And site B is consists about the medium flowers, and site C is less flower. So this kind of 3 station is different. And then randomly in every station, we set up 3 transit line, 100-meter length, and then 10-meter wide left and right. And then we doing 3 repetition. So at least so there is 9 sample per site or 27 per location at a similar sample both for biotic and abiotic. And then sample collections is that butterfly was caught using internet during clear weather because butterfly is like clear weather along transit line. And then we did thoracic compressions, was carefully employed to individual butterflies and chloroform to kill them. After that, the animal was put in the wax envelope for the identification and also for the preservations and for collections. And then to examine the community structures, so we're going to the next, please. We're going to the data analysis, and then we're doing the descriptive statistic analysis. And then during that, we also applied biological indices such as ascendant winner to see the diversity of the butterfly in that area. And then also we going to the Margalef species richness index, and then to see the species richness, how many species contribute to the butterfly assemblages. And also we calculate the evenness index to see the distribution of every individual of species within samples. And also we observe also the dominant index to see if there is any dominant taxa make up or contribute in the butterfly assemblages. And then that's the results. Please, next slide, please. Next, please. Next slide, please. So it is about environmental data. Environmental data is shown in range of acceptable level for butterfly to grow. And this measurement is comparable with other previous research, such as Kelson and Viklan and Ahmad and also Tipple et al. So this is assumed that environmental data or conditions of the environment is acceptable for butterfly to grow and live. And then for vegetation structures, we found that Taman Bambu Park was occupy more plants than urban picnic park. So with higher, so it's compared to 280 plants, while urban park was only 123 individual. This both of park is dominated by Ruellia britonia. This is we can consider as the feed plants. So this is a flower plant. So the other one is Cordyline fructuosa. This is a food plant, host plant. So host plant means that the plant that butterfly can put their egg and then also some of the pupa will be developed in that host plant. And then also Pseudarentum reticulatum, and then Kana is considered about both host plant and also as a feed plant for butterfly. Then, and in fact, that the finding was in line with Arianti et al. And also Mutiasari et al. This is to research in Indonesia, so but it's different place, not in Jakarta. But this is quite comparable. They're also doing in the urban area, but not in Jakarta. And then when we see the taxa composition, a total of the 448 individual of butterfly has been caught during study that consists of 28 species. And not before this slide, please. Before biological index, please. Okay, thank you. A total of 448 individuals of butterfly is quite a lot actually, has been caught during study that consists of 28 species. So for 248 individuals, yes. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And then it's from 6 family. And then in fact that 2 of the only missing in Hesperidae in urban picnic compared with jadi so Kota Bambu Park is much higher than urban picnic park, but only one family is missing from the urban picnic park. This is Hesperidae, but this creature also considered as the rare taxa. And then next, please, are we talking about the biological index? In fact, that a score revealed that the 2 urban park was categorized as semi-disturbed area. Butterfly community structure in Kota Bambu was built by more variety of taxa compared of urban picnic parks. In addition, taxa distribution was uneven due to domination of certain taxa, butterfly preference habitat, and opportunity of taxa to grow within assemblage. However, the result was comparable actually with the Aryani research and Hussain et al. Research in India, and Norhadia research in Malaysia, and Komai in Israel. And then next, please. And then this is just an example of common species butterfly in the 2 Jakarta urban park. So these creatures, Hippolymus, Papilio, and Delias, can occur in the every stations. So we consider that this is dominant and also common taxa in the 2 parks. So what is the conclusions of the research? The conclusion is that butterfly community structure in urban park Jakarta was characterized by medium level of taxa diversity and species richness, indicating that the ecosystem is still able to support the organism in habitat. A total of 440 individuals was found during study from the 2 parks is comparable with other urban parks in other metropolitan city. The Kota Bambu Park show higher species richness compared with urban picnic park. Dominant index categories high, indicating that the assemblage was dominated by certain taxa, and in this case is the Hippolymus bolina. And then Evenness index show relatively high in both parks, so indicating that number of individuals within a species was fairly constant throughout of the community. And recommendation is that for the research to obtain comprehensive baseline of butterfly data of Jakarta urban parks, it is recommended to continue the study in other urban parks around Jakarta, because Jakarta have thousands. As butterfly is poikilothermic organism, it is suggested to conduct series of research related to climate changes to observe butterfly traits changes in urban area. So introduce the important butterfly to students for conversation, for preservation, and also environmental awareness. In this occasion, also I would like to extend my next, please. My heartfelt thanks will be extended to Honorable Professor Singh, President Society for Research and Development, and also to Professor Rajendra Kumar, who are very patient guiding me until I can talk in this occasion. and also my beloved friend, Dr. Engkartu from Senior Exam Malaysia, and Miss Ginny Apriani, who helped me to collect the sample, and also for the member of community Iconess 2021. And I'm very fortunate and grateful having by invited of this committee. And then thank you very much again for having me in this prestigious conference. Thank you very much.